Hi everybody, I'm Lindsay Wells, and along with Ian Lewis, I'm going to do a lightning talk on how we implemented synchronous but asymmetric team teaching. So the context of this talk is that we're talking about first year games design in ICT, and the unit is fully online. So this means that the lectures and the tutorials and all the consultation is done on Discord. And we have a few other talks at Teaching Matters about our use of Discord for more information on that. We have the same two teaching staff teaching this unit for the last maybe 10 years or so. And lastly, the content that we're delivering with our team teaching is mostly theory-based in nature, but has a lot of room for discussion and that sort of thing. So those three bits of context actually provide us with an opportunity to implement some interesting team teaching. The fact that it's fully online means that it's really easy to have a second team teacher in the lecture environment. The point about having the same two teachers for the last 10 years means that there's barely any preparation for the secondary teacher to be up to date with the content, and they can pretty much just slot into the lecture without any preparation or any additional resources used. And finally, the nature of our lectures means that it lends itself to having two lecturers in the environment. Because the content is not just completely factual, there is room for interpretation, room for discussion and your own opinion. So our implementation of team teaching is slightly different to what you might think of for regular team teaching, which is where maybe you have a different lecturer each week or for different parts of the unit. So our team teaching is primarily just within the lecture environment rather than the whole unit. Having said that, the two of us respond to all the students equally throughout semester using Discord. Again, we have another talk on how we build that community up. So the primary lecturer is the person who's delivering the slides and talking and is the one visible in the live lecture and in the recording. And then what we have is a secondary lecturer who doesn't appear visually but can use their voice, but primarily talks with the text chat. And they're there to supplement the material and support the primary lecturer in a number of ways that we'll talk about over the next few slides. So why do we do this? We find that the primary lecturer has a lot to concentrate on in just delivering the content and doing that well. And so the secondary lecturer doesn't have those same time pressures. And so the things that opens them up to do during that precious time with the students where most of the people are there is that they can repost links that are already in the slides, because those are not immediately accessible to students unless they've got the slide deck open. They can answer longer form questions that take, maybe 5 minutes to think about or need to research the answer for. They're able to do that and provide that information asymmetrically rather than stopping the synchronous lecture experience. We have predefined polls for certain slides that can be triggered by the secondary lecturer, and also they can trigger new polls and type out the messages that appear on screen for the poll question. So an unintended outcome of this is that because we keep the entire lecture chat history really easily accessible, it means that the lecture chat becomes full of great resources that have been posted by a lecturer during this time, not just random comments from students. One thing to mention here is that just the sheer volume of posts in our lecture replays is up to nearly 6,000 messages across a semester here. So we surveyed students on this approach using some simple like-it responses here, and as you can see from the couple of times that we've done these two examples of when we've done this, there's been strong agreement from students that this was a successful and engaging approach. We have some really great quotes on these slides here from what students felt about this. So the main things that they highlighted here is that they understood why we were doing it. They understood that having the secondary lecturer meant that we didn't interrupt the flow of the main delivery unless absolutely required. There was definitely lots of discussion still because we had time for it, but students felt more comfortable being able to interact with both lecturers and not feel like they were being a nuisance or anything like that. And for just general feedback from students as well has indicated that we've worked really well as a teaching duo here and that it's been really well received. We're really excited about this approach and we're looking forward to continuing doing this into the future, and would like to take your questions now on how we've done this. Thanks.